gimme, don't stop.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Kingsley says hi.
Today we're going to talk about serving in the church, and then we're also going to talk about margin, Sabbath, and embracing your limits as a Christian and as a church member.
We could talk about this for many videos, but today we're just going to talk about it specifically within the church.
So we've all heard stories about either church leaders or just people serving in the church getting burnt out. And we believe the primary reason is because people tend to not embrace Sabbath and margin in their lives like they should. And when I say margin, I mean leaving space in your day, in your week, to spend time in silence, spend time with the Lord, and spend time to relax and refresh yourself. Margin also means not spending every waking moment in the church serving. I think a great example of this is Martha and Mary, when Martha invited Jesus and his disciples over to their house. And Martha was doing all the cooking, cleaning the dishes, preparing for them to come and all this stuff. And Mary, on the other hand, was sitting at the feet of Jesus listening to what he had to say. Now, I personally have heard story after story of these huge megachurch pastors, preaching at 3 services every Sunday, constantly doing a new thing, constantly being enthusiastic and excited about their vision, just pressing forward to do more and more events, activities, and things in their city, which are all great. But then you also hear a lot of stories of these pastors burning out and corruption and some kind of scandal happening. We believe it's because they have not embraced margin and Sabbath in their lives. I think this happens too with new believers. A lot of new believers come to Christ, they decide to follow Jesus. It's exciting, awesome. They're just filled with this love for God and this excitement about their new walk of faith. And immediately they go to a church and immediately they start serving because of the excitement of it all. But they're not taught the importance of stepping back and letting God speak to them through quiet times and rest and Sabbath. They haven't learned to step back and abide in Jesus, and eventually they burn out, and a lot of times they leave the faith. So that's what we want to start off with before we talk about serving in the church, is that you need to make sure that serving is not your God, your pastor is not your God, and your church is not your God. But Jesus alone is your God and the one who gives you strength.
As we talk about serving in the church, there are some ways that you can learn how to serve well and learn where to serve best. The first thing is prayer and listening to the Holy Spirit. Prayer and listening to the Holy Spirit always come first because we want that to set the tone for what you're headed for. The second thing is be open. There might be places in the church where you've never served before, but they might be your favorite place to serve. You've just never tried them. So be open. When people ask, before saying no because you've never done it or you don't think you'll like it, take a minute to pray and listen to the Spirit and to see if that's a place where you can put your energy.
It's kind of like we talked like a week or two ago when we talked about don't rule out friendships in your life just because they're people different from you. Yeah. Don't rule out an area of serving just because you think you're not interested.
Another really important thing is knowing yourself. So this could be knowing your spiritual gifts, taking the Strengths Finders test to know your strengths. Even some personality tests could help you figure out where your strengths lie. This is going to be really helpful for you when you're serving because it will help you focus your energy into the place where you will be the most effective. Along with that, it's helpful to be really self-aware, to kind of know where you belong in a crowd and to know your strengths. I said most of this already, but being self-aware is going to be key to finding a place where A, you fit well, and B, where you're actually needed. This is just a quick little snippet of what we think an important balance looks like between serving and Sabbath in the church. We hope these tools kind of help you, and if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comments, as always. We will catch you next week on Thanksgiving. Yes, we're posting a video on Thanksgiving, and it's going to be funny. It's going to be really funny, I hope. It's Thanksgiving trivia with a twist. You and your family can follow along and also answer the trivia questions alongside us as we do some pretty outrageous things. So catch us next week. As always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share our video, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Hello! I'm sure your hand was in one of your videos, and that's okay.